Analysis, SNL analysis. So this is SNL analysis for episode 3. It's season 42. The host is Emily Blunt, and the musical guest is Mars, something Mars. I don't review the musical guests, so Bruno Mars. There we go. So let's start off. So the opening monologue, I get it with a 10. Amazing. Alec Baldwin is just hitting it out of the park constantly. And Kate McKinnon, of course, is able to wrangle and move the situation in an amazing way. So, of course, a 10. The fascination with Ken Bone, that was something that nobody had addressed earlier. It was just very funny, very poignant. Great job. So that was a 10. The monologue, great dress, the cast interaction, it was very good. The opening line was very funny. I give it an 8 because you didn't hear a lot of laughter. The audience interaction was really good, and I liked it. But I still give it an 8 because it wasn't totally. Though I think that could have been better. I think Emily Blunt had some really great taglines that could have been even further brought in further. She could have been brought in more into the skit. Basically, the cast almost overshadowed her. And she was, as you can see throughout the entire episode, she did a great job. So I would have loved to have seen her, a lot more of her in the opening monologue. The prostitutes, great job. I gave it a 10. Emily Blunt breaks character, and she uses the lamppost to cover up her face. It was just out of control, iconic, absolutely 10. Then we got Melania Nade. The audio seemed off with the chorus, so it just some of the jokes I didn't hear; they were muffled in between. So the audio just seemed too close to each other. So there were some things that weren't missed, and they didn't go low with the jokes on Ivanka, which I think was really good. They could have gone with a lot of jokes about Ivanka, but they didn't choose to go low. So I give it an 8. I thought it was pretty funny. There were some funny moments. Qua, Vanessa Bayer. Vanessa Bayer, by the way, is the star of this particular episode. She is the one who shines throughout the entire episode. And you see her in Qua, where she's the only person that has to answer the questions. Hilarious. I gave it a 9. Not all the jokes landed, but most of the jokes landed. That's why I gave it a 9. I thought it was hilarious. Chonk, hilarious. Gave it a 10. Gave it an absolute 10. Of course, it's one of the featured on the YouTube channel. Then we've got Weekend Update. Now, Weekend Update itself, I gave them a 6. And the reason why I gave them a 6 is because a lot of the jokes weren't really that funny. It felt like there were forced laughs in the audience. So it just wasn't there. There was this one joke that just totally threw me out, was the hard drive joke about little girls and where it was easier. If instead of Che had said Donald Trump's hard drive, or the Access Hollywood bus, then I would have thought it was funnier. But it just wasn't. There was so much that they could have milked from the whole Donald Trump situation still. So I gave them a 6 because a lot of their jokes landed. But Olia Pavlovsky, who is the character played by Kate McKinnon, I gave her a 9. She did a great job. And then Laura, who is played by Vanessa Bayer, again did a 10, an absolute 10, just hilarious. So overall, they got a score of 8. I ran them all up together into their own particular category. Then we got the Burger King skit. That was really funny. It was pretty funny with the characters coming in. There was technical difficulties with the windows, which the characters play with, and I thought it was hilarious and it worked. So I gave them an 8. Some of the jokes I don't think landed, and I think some of the technical difficulties, but it was really funny. So then we've got the sink. The sink didn't relate to me. It just felt like it droned on. So I give it a 7. Then we've got robots, and Emily Blunt, and I forget who the other cast member is, Mikey Day. They play these robots, and it was pretty fun. And Emily Blunt really brought it. I mean, I think Emily Blunt really, they're showing an amazing sign of Emily Blunt. I gave them an 8. I thought it was pretty funny. The Melania moments, I gave them a 6. Just because it could have been funnier. There's a lot of things that could have been done with it, and I just think, it just wasn't totally there. The cake was hilarious. I thought the cake. Okay, here's the problem with the cake. I think that a lot of people didn't understand the the accents, so I think that some of the jokes were missed. But if you really go back and listen to the jokes, there's some really hilarious, funny jokes in there. So I gave them an 8 just because the audience, but for me, when I went back, I was like, oh, I can't believe they said that. Then we've got Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. It's basically a rip off. These hamsters are like Who is Afraid of Virginia Woolf inside a cage. And I thought it was pretty funny. I thought it was really innovative and creative that they brought in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. So I gave them an 8. So overall, altogether, I forgot to add them up. But the average score, they got 8.3. They got 8.3. Do I think that Emily Blunt should be brought in to host again? Yes. Yes, I think that Emily Blunt. Do what I like to see Emily Blunt in more comedies? I would like to see Emily Blunt in more comedies. I think Emily Blunt really kind of. I can't off the top of my head think of a comedy that Emily Blunt has been in. So I think it just kind of flips that node for me into like, ooh, what else can Emily Blunt do? Because she really allowed herself to let herself go and just have fun with it and really showed with the cast members and everybody. So great show, great show. I think that we've got some 8s. We got some 8s on this season. Will we get some 9s? Let's see who's the host next time, and then we'll answer. So let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know your comments down below. I love you all, and I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful year. Take care.